Sometimes you just know it when you find yourself in the place you always hope for. It's all at your feet. There's no use waiting. All the words and all the plans that we've been saving, gotta let them breathe. So we'll take hold of what is waiting for us now. This is the beginning. This is just the start.
We'll love you forever.
Gazed along, my eyes fell on a simple kind of truth. From what I could see, the scenery is best surrounding you. It's a love I can't explain. It's a love we can't explain. And what's the use? 'Cause we both lose. All the days just melt away through the echoes of the trees. Carved a heart in oak tree bark, our initials in between. Oh, I just can't look away. No, I just can't look away. Still can't believe that you fell for me. And tomorrow's light will still be thick as thieves, 'cause you and I together in everything. This is where we belong. This is where we belong. Where we belong, this is where we belong. Found a little home, a place to roam, the arc of fate and time. Caught relief from summer's teeth in the river neath the pines. 'Cause tomorrow's just the name for the memories we can make, and that's alright. Your hand in mine. In the morning light will still be thick as thieves, 'cause you and I can conquer anything. This is where we belong.
Elijah, my best friend, you are the love of my life. I still remember the first day I saw you. Now we've made it to the most beautiful point of our lives. I can't wait to spend forever with you, and I love you so much. When we first decided to go on a date, I remember thinking to myself, I hope my parents are okay with me going on this date with a guy who has long hair. Little did I know it would be the last first date I ever went on. You are the ultimate man, a man with kindness, intelligence, compassion, and the most amazing work ethic. I vow to be the same for you every day until death do us part. I vow to love you with everything I have for the rest of my life. Elijah Mason, you are my absolute soulmate. Every day, from this day forward, I will never leave your side. I love you.
Oh, my sweet Sarah, look at how far we've come. From when we first met and didn't even see each other's faces for weeks, thanks COVID, to right now, where I can't even imagine a day without looking at you. You with all your passion and your happiness, all your comfort and your friendship. I've never had a friend like you who challenges me, shows me a new perspective, matches my own kindred flame, and above all, has showered me with a very special kind of love, what you and I call that forever love. Before we met, I can still remember praying to God that I may find you, that we may be, that He may give me someone who makes me feel whole. And then once I started loving you and truly experiencing your light in this world, it reminded me of one of my favorite scenes from my favorite movie of all time, Good Will Hunting. It's that scene where Robin Williams is telling all of us small town kids who haven't really been anywhere or done much that when you do find your love, that your love is someone who makes you feel totally vulnerable, who levels you with their eyes, and is that angel that God put on this earth just for you. You're my angel. And my vow to you is to be your angel, to make every day feel like heaven, through my actions, my words, my promises, through good and through bad, through smooth and not so smooth. Above all, I vow to be your best friend, someone to sit with and chat over coffee. You can even listen to some of my bad jokes. I love you.
They say love like this comes once in a lifetime. For the first time I believe it to be true. All of my friends say, when you know, you know. Every piece falls into place when I'm with you. In you I found a love that sets me free. You are the best thing that ever happened to me. When you hold me, I know that I have everything. It's blue skies and big dreams, a billion places to explore. And I will be with you forever. I am yours. Forever I am yours. They say the time is now to go where we want to. Follow the road until it leads us somewhere.
Players, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do?
24 karat magic in the air.
Head to toe, so clear. Look out! Pop, pop, it's showtime. 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 Guess who's back again? Oh, they don't know. Gone time. Oh, they don't know. Gone time. I bet they know as soon as we walk in. Showed up. I'm wearing Cuban links. Yeah. Designer mix. Yeah. Inglewood's finest shoes. Whoop, whoop. Don't look too hard, might hurt yourself. Known to give the color red the blues. Woo, shit. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Why you mad? Fix your face. Ain't my fault they all be jacking. Keep up. Players only. Come
youngest brother, and also one of his best men for tonight. Some things that I admire about Elijah is his intelligence.
Y'all hear me? Yeah. For those who don't know me, I'm Nate. I'm Elijah's youngest brother, not youngest, but younger brother. Just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Those, far and close. Just thank y'all for coming tonight and sharing in this night of unity and love for Elijah and Sarah. For those who don't know Elijah, y'all would probably think that his favorite thing in the world is probably weightlifting or eating food. But I'm here to tell you that Elijah's favorite thing in the world is Sarah. So, as Elijah's brother, I'm sure there's nothing more that he would rather have me do than to be in front of y'all, telling y'all why I love Sarah. She's made a big impact in my life. So about 4 years ago, me and Elijah moved not too far up the road. We moved here together, and one evening Elijah was getting ready, and he was telling me that he was going out with a girl from work. Her name was Sarah, and he told me to just kind of keep it on the down low. Just he was ready to tell our parents about it, but I didn't see much Elijah after that. So much time with Sarah, which is fine. But the first time that I met Sarah was actually in the parking lot at HB. I was going with Elijah to get groceries and walking towards his car, and I see his door open, and then passenger door open, and Sarah got out. And I didn't think much of it, but I also didn't think that Sarah would still be in Elijah's life or my life 4 years later, and I'm very thankful that you are. But one of my earliest memories of Sarah was one evening me and her were in the living room, and Elijah was finishing up some assignments in the bedroom. And at this time, Sarah's still kind of getting to know Elijah, still getting to know me. And we were sitting in the living room, and for those who don't know, I'm a huge music fan. That's a big part of my identity and who I am. I also play guitar, which is a big part of who I am. And I just really appreciated Sarah sitting there in the living room with me, letting me nerd out on all my favorite records, all my favorite bands, all my favorite guitars, everything music. And so that's probably one of my earliest memories of Sarah. But that turned into me, Elijah, and Sarah just hanging out all the time, going to Crumble once a week, getting the cookie of the week, bag of burgers at Shortstop, coffee, many times going to coffee shops. But my favorite memory of Sarah was this time when I had 2 tickets to go see my favorite band, Alice in Chains, and they're for the front row. So the person I was going to go with dropped out at the last minute, so I'm kind of scrambling, trying to find someone to go, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to pull a Hail Mary, I'm going to see if Sarah can go. So I called Sarah, I'm like, Sarah, got extra ticket, no charge, get the rock out with me on. She's like, I'll be there. So I get in, I get all my merch, all my stuff. I'm waiting for Sarah, looking back, waiting for Sarah. Eventually I turn around, Sarah's coming down the steps, 2 beers in hand. She makes her way through the crowd, comes up to me and hands me a beer. I was like, Sarah, I'm not 21 yet. She's like, I know, but you got me a tip. I wouldn't be first in the race. But at that same time was right after Elijah had just started going to school in San Angelo, and so for 3 long years, I'm sure it felt long for y'all. They were separated for Elijah being in school, pursuing what he wanted to do in his dreams. But I felt like during that time, as Elijah's brother, you know, before he left to go to school, he told me what was important to him and what was important to him with Sarah. And so I just felt like it was my duty as Elijah's brother to look out for Sarah while he wasn't around. And so it was during that time when Elijah was in school, anytime I'd come in Austin, I'd check in on Sarah to see how she was doing. And we'd go thrifting, go get coffee, go eat food or whatever. And so that's really when my relationship with Sarah really grew. She got to see who I was, and I got to see who she was. And I remember one time we were eating at Chili's, and she was just telling me about, I guess it was the way that I speak and think was very similar to this one right here. I appreciate Sarah highlighting strengths in me that I sometimes don't always see myself, and I'm very thankful to have a person like that to show me those things. And so I'm just very thankful to have Sarah in my life. I know Elijah is, and I know the rest of my family is. You did a good job. You did a good job raising Sarah. So I'm very thankful to have you all in my life as well. And so I'm sure we'll be getting, many more coffees and many more concerts to go to. But I love you, and I love you, Sarah. And I'm very thankful to have you in my life. So.
Elijah is one of the most intelligent person I've ever met. He's got a doctorate for crying out loud. He's someone who I still call for academic advice, especially this first year in my semester of college. He's also just very personable and likable. I remember this. Waiting at our advance office, ready to get out of school, walking to the truck, someone was always talking to him, people that weren't even his main friends. And that showed me what kind of a brother I had and his character. And the other thing I remember about him was my parents would drive to Austin at 5:30 in the morning, so Elijah became the honorary third parent. He would wake all of us up, get us food ready, put Jimmy's hair in a ponytail, things like that. He always made sure we were in school on time, and he always had our backs, and I love him for it. During COVID, Elijah came back to live with us, and that's where our bond grew. We stayed up, watched movies, played video games, and we just talked about life. And I think that's really where our brotherly bond grew, was during COVID. After COVID, Elijah moved to Round Rock with Nate. I remember Nate, Elijah coming back, and he kept looking at his phone and smiling. So I asked him what he was looking at. And he said he had just started talking to a girl named Sarah from work. I remember he told me not to tell anybody, but I remember he said she was very pretty. And so a month or two later, he told my parents finally, and I met Sarah for the first time. The first time we didn't talk a whole lot. She was still getting to know my parents. But the second time was when I really met Sarah. We quickly bonded over fashion, especially shoes. We always sent each other pictures of new shoes that we get. And we always are honest with each other if we don't like it. need to remember that Elijah and Sarah are good role models for what we should look for in their relationship. It's clear that Elijah and Sarah love each other. They're meant to be. They've definitely had some hard times with Elijah born in San Angelo. But I think they're each other's best friends, and they're meant to be. Elijah and Sarah, I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a happy life, and I'm glad this is over now.
Before I start my speech, I'm just going to get approval on one thing from Elijah. Not too bad. Hi everybody, my name is Emily and I'm Sarah's maid of honor. I have been Sarah's friend for about 15 years and I can't imagine not having her in my life. She's an incredible person. She's an amazing friend. She's always your hype person. She makes you feel like the most hilarious person in the world. She will tell you whatever you need to hear to feel confident enough. She is fantastic at that. And she is always ready to defend you at all costs. She can get feisty, and I love it. Some of my best memories I have are of the crazy shenanigans we would get into in high school. Where we would have late nights and we'd be up late and Sarah would take a little power nap. The rest of us would still be going. And when we were ready to get to bed, she would wake up again, nice and well rested. So she would bust out, Google a list of questions and ask us like 100 questions. So we could not go to sleep until she was ready. I have a distinct memory of our friend group from softball sitting in the car, and I don't even remember what we were laughing at. But it was hilarious, and all of us were laughing hysterically. And the laughter died down, and I thought everybody was kind of done. And then I look in my rearview mirror, and I still see Sarah silently laughing on her own 5 minutes later, and that just about sums her up. She's one of the best friends you could ask for. She's friends with all of my family, all of my siblings, and she is so ingrained into the Lucero family. She has a small army at her back, ready to mobilize for anything that she needs, whether that be getting opinions on outfits, setting up a charcuterie board for 150 people, or making a season chart the night before a wedding on a very, very strict timeline when we were still doing what people were walking in. When you have a friend that means so much to you, all you want is for them to have a partner that makes them feel as special as they are. And I am very, very happy to see that Sarah has found that in Elijah. When I first met Elijah, I could see how Sarah looked at him, and I remember thinking, this is a good one. I like this one. He blended into our friend group perfectly. We would go out and have our disc golf nights, our movie nights. We would try new restaurants together. We would just have the best time. We were always so excited when Elijah was in town from school. And you could just see Sarah light up whenever she was around him. And it was beautiful to watch. I remember one night, because we're old, we had to schedule a night where we could all get drunk together. That's responsibility. And I remember Elijah being so drunk in the pool, trying to put together sentences as my dad was asking me questions. He was trying really hard to pretend like he was coherent. And it was amazing. And that was one of the moments where I was like, yeah, I hope she keeps him around. When we first met you, it was at our other friend's wedding. And I took a picture of y'all dancing at that wedding. And I'm very, very excited to take that same picture tonight with you two as a married couple. I am so happy to have been here to witness your amazing journey. You have a fantastic relationship, that I think everybody should strive for. And I cannot wait to see the years of happiness to come with y'all. And I am so thankful that I have both of you in my lives. Sarah, I love you. You're my best friend. And I would do anything in the world for you. And Elijah, you now have that small army at your back whenever you need it. And we are just so glad to have you in the family. I love you both.
Oh my. Well, oh my goodness. Just listening to these young people say these things about you and Elijah. It's just so heartwarming. It's so heartwarming to hear all these beautiful things that they're saying about my daughter and my son-in-law. And that's what these two people do to you. These two people, they meet friends and they become part of their circle, and they just become family to each other. That's what they do. It's you just can't help but adore them. And I was just going around the tables today, and the families that we met, their friends. They always say the same thing. We just love Sarah. We just love Sarah. We just love Elijah. He's a keeper. We heard it tonight. And we do it ourselves. And me and Renee just think the world of Elijah. And I'm sure that Monica and Travis feel the same way about Sarah. We just love Sarah. And so last night, the rehearsal dinner, Travis was telling me anything for them. Anything for them. That's right. That's the way we feel. Anything. And I guess my point is, again, you just can't help but adore them. You just can't help but adore them. And they're adorable to watch. You see them, and their little gestures to each other, and they smile at each other, they look at each other, they tell inside jokes to each other that only they get, no one else gets what they get, and they smile and laugh at each other. And they also hold each other so tightly. Me and your mother just peeked out the window when they have to, Elijah has to go to school and they have to be separate for a few months. And they get so sad when they have to leave each other, And they just hold each other so tight, and Renee's looking out the window and saying, she just loves that boy. She just loves that boy. And they're just so adorable. And I guess I also want to say, embrace every moment. Enjoy every moment of your marriage. Happy times, the fun times, the exciting times, and maybe even the sad times too, the difficult times, the painful times. And those are all gifts. Those are all gifts. Sarah, you and I talked about this before. God puts those moments here, and He puts them here, so that we can experience every emotion that there is to experience. And marriage is the best one. It's the best gift. They're all roles that go into marriage. They're all roles out into marriage, and we should experience the most beautiful emotions of their life. So we're so, my mother and I are so happy that you'll come each other. I just want to give see if I can give a personal message to you, Sarah. Bingo. I knew you were special when you were born. And you took those first breaths. And you, when you began to take those first cries as well, they were more like Mexican gritos. The whole world knew when Sarah arrived. African-American physician had delivered her, and she said, "Girl's got some pipes." But I knew at that moment, that you were going to fill my life with so much joy and happiness and excitement and pride and all the other wonderful feelings. But I also knew there would be some fear, and frustration, and heartaches. There were going to be some heartaches. And I felt heaviest, my heart felt the heaviest when you had to move away and leave me and your mother. And then there's this time, today, walking you down the aisle. This should be the time that my heart is the most heaviest. But you know what? It's not heavy. It doesn't ache. Because I know Elijah is holding you now. I know he's going to care for you for the rest of his life. Like me. That's what I do. I care for you for the rest of your life. I know that He makes you happier than you've ever been. I know that He is the most perfect person for you. And I just want you to know that it's been one of my greatest joys to watch you grow up. Your mother is so happy for you that you found Elijah, that you found each other. I love you. I love you with all my heart.
Me too.
silent partner over here. Would like to say thank you all for joining us today to celebrate Sarah and Elijah. We are so grateful for you all. Many of you have come from quite a bit of ways, from the East Coast, the West Coast, middle America, and we just want to thank you all. I have to say, when I was pregnant with Elijah, I lost my sister. And I chose his name because Elijah was a prophet and he brought good news. And he has brought good news over and over and over again in our life. Today is just more good news. When I met Sarah for the first time, she was so inquisitive about me, my family, my husband, our kids. She wanted to know everything about us. And I had never met anybody who was so interested in people she didn't even know. And we talked and we laughed, and it was so easy to talk to her. And when Travis and I left that pizza place, I said, Travis, that's the girl who's going to have our grandbabies. Now, some may call me a baby whisperer, so I know these things. I don't say that lightly. But it just felt right. It felt right from the very beginning, and it has felt right every day since. I love you both very much. Elijah. You're such a good